You know, it's that time of the week again.
It is Monday Night Mission with Dan, Marty, Hottie, and
the man that has nearly blown the roof off of every major arena, not just around the country, but around the globe. The man that led Men on a Mission to Tag Team Championship Gold in the World Wrestling Federation in Rocked MSG like it's never been rocked before at WrestleMania 10. I don't know how his name can only have 5 letters, but he is the Man on a Mission, Oscar. Brand new Monday Night Mission begins now.
There are so many missions.
Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night. Wrestling fans, get ready for the 2021 Paul Bearer Holiday Headlock Cyber Toy Drive. If you couldn't be with the superstars at our 20th anniversary event, have no fear. We're putting together a winner-take-all mega jackpot for one lucky fan that we will be drawing live on our Christmas special Sunday night, December the 19th, with John Cena Sr. For as little as a $5 raffle ticket, win thousands of dollars worth of prizes in our annual efforts to update Santa Claus's GPS to find every kid's home this Christmas. For raffle tickets and complete information, head on over to BostonWrestling.com now. Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho!
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, welcome to the December 6th, 2021 installment of Wrestling Insider's Monday Night Mission. Dan Marty will be joined by your host with the most in just a moment. A lot going on here. Before we start the show, want to remind you that raffle tickets are on sale now for the 2021 Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive fans. Let me tell you, we got some goodies in that raffle. It's a winner-take-all jackpot when we have our live Christmas special Sunday night, December the 19th. John Cena Sr. will draw the winning raffle ticket. One lucky fan will win every single prize in that raffle. It is really cool. We have a lot of great friends that we work with throughout the year to try and make it happen. So as little as a $5 ticket, helping kids could win big. Win big. Let me tell you, if you are kind enough to donate to the toy drive, you know what? You're a winner in my book, whether you get all the prizes or not. Again, raffle tickets available. BostonWrestling.com with the live Christmas special on Sunday night, December the 19th. On top of that, folks, we keep on rocking, trying to save Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty Thursday nights at 10 p.m. We've been doing it each and every week since July 2020, but we're out of original episodes. The only way to do that, bring you more, is to have Marty Jannetty back in studio. To do that, we have to pay Marty. We got to fly him in. We got to put him in a hotel. We have to turn on the studio lights. We got to pay the studio help. That means we need HELP. Maybe Oscar can come up with a rhyme for it, but we need some help. So we have the Indiegogo campaign ongoing. You can find the link in the description box below. We have some great rewards and experiences for those that want to help keep Marty rocking here in the world of Boston Wrestling MWF. In addition to the raffle we have for the Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive, John Cena Sr. has introduced his holiday Christmas bundle, which gives you a bottle of Fabo Pop Soda, an autographed 8x10 photo, an autographed $1 million bill, and the new Fabo $1 million jalapeno hot sauce. Each sale will give $5 to the toy drive endeavor. $5 from John Cena Sr. To show that, you know, and he may be a little bit of a Scrooge from time to time, but he's got a big heart when it comes to charity. For him to give such a large percentage of the sale from that bundle to the toy drive, yeah, I think that says a lot about John Cena Sr. Very disappointed we are not in Tampa for Wrestle House. As I've noted, I don't want to continue to beat a dead horse, but I apologize to those that were expecting to be working with us this week. What I have in store, again, for the third consecutive week, I'll be headed back to the Big Apple, New York City, then off to the Sunshine State for a different endeavor. I have a lot I'm working on for you guys. If you thought 2021 was something, wait until you see 2022, baby, as our 20th anniversary culminates April the 16th. On top of that, though, folks, don't forget, Tuesday, December the 14th, Wednesday, December the 15th, we're going to be joined in studio live by the wild and unpredictable Berzerker. The WWE legend was going to be with us at our anniversary event at Memorial Hall last month. Unfortunately, his dad died, and that kind of threw his world into chaos, but he's going to be with us for some great Wrestling Insider shoots. I cannot wait for this content. I think you guys are going to have a blast. So it's a big month of December. Big month of December, folks. We really want to get you involved, especially in the toy drive and the Marty, Jannetty, and Indiegogo. If you are looking to give the wrestling fan on your list a great holiday gift, the Boston Wrestling eBay store is open 24/7. You can find the link in the comment section below. If you want to give yourself a break, a breather, and have the professional wrestling streaming service of a lifetime, head on over to patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. We give you early, full screen, usually ad-free access to Wrestling Insiders, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library that's been seen by millions online, millions more on The Howard Stern Show, Patreon exclusives and perks, all kinds of inside news, exclusive meet and greet opportunities, and more. Again, that's patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. We're going to try and add more and more exclusive content to get you guys over there because we need more fans to try and sustain producing the content that we do. It's not cheap, unfortunately. We wish it was cheap, but you know what? It's not when you're dealing with professionals. And again, folks, all roads lead back to Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts, Saturday night, April the 16th, when Boston Wrestling MWF presents Soul Survivor 10, back to the 80s. We know we're going to be joined by WWE Hall of Famer and AEW superstar Jake the Snake Roberts. We're going to have three-time WWF Tag Team Champions, the greatest tag team in company history, Axe and Smash Demolition with us. Some may know them as the Masked Superstar and Repo Man, but that's a different story for a different time. The Berzerker is going to be with us live, even though he was more of a 90s WWF legend. He had a hell of a career in the 80s, being groomed by Bruiser Brody to be his protege as Nord the Barbarian. Many more to be announced. You can get discount VIP packages and tickets now, again, at bostonwrestling.com for a limited time. Save some cash, put it in your wallet, get the best seats in the house, and not only do you get to see the fan or whoever it is you're going to give the tickets to as a gift, if you choose to give them as a gift. If you order by the 19th, we'll give you a Christmas card to open up. You'll see the excitement on their face opening the gift. Then they get to actually experience the event on April 16th. As we've said before, it's too cold here. Vince, WWE, they're not bringing WrestleMania to Boston, but we'll bring a slice of the legends of WrestleMania to you on April the 16th. And with that said, folks, let's dial them up, baby. The one and only, your humble host, the one. No, and Howard Miller is just walking in. He's trying to steal the host's thunder. The one, the only, the man on a mission, the guiding light to the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship in 1994. He was the man that nearly blew the roof off of every major arena in the United States and around the globe. A man who in 2022 may be joining us not once but twice a week. I could only be talking about the O, the S, the C, A-R, Oscar. Oscar, it is a pleasure to have you with us here on what is almost like a very early fall day here in Boston. It's almost 60 degrees.
You know, speaking of men on a mission for a second, I read by a very interesting thing on YouTube yesterday. I just hit it by accident.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about the 149th greatest tag teams in the WWE over the years.
149.
149.
Okay.
And Men on a Mission was 134th.
Really?
And they said that they give a little brief synopsis of the tag team, and they said the reason why we won the belts in London is because Mabel fell on Pierre. Pierre got knocked out and couldn't kick out.
Now, is there any truth to that? I've never heard that story.
I've never heard that story either, and I know.
Well, you knew the finish going into the match. Was that the finish?
No, but see, that's the thing. You know what? I'm going to tell you, and I probably really, really need to talk to Mo about this, because I did not know the finish.
Really?
I was just as shocked as everybody else. So now I'm beginning, and I never asked I never asked no questions about it ever. I didn't ask no questions about it directly after the match. And this is interesting for fans, and fans right now gotta be like, wow. I didn't ask no questions about it afterwards. I just celebrated the win and did never to this day, understand why when the weekend was over, it was over.
Well, so you were as shocked as the fans when it happened.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, unless you don't want me to. I'm going to ask Pierre.
Yeah.
I want to see what Pierre's recollection of it is. So you're saying on this video you clicked, somehow Pierre got knocked out and they just had to go straight to a finish.
Right.
All right, I'm going to ask him and see if he remembers it that way or if he remembers it differently or if it was just a way to, because, they do phantom changes on those European tours a lot of the time. So it wouldn't be the first nor the last time it would happen if it was indeed booked that way. But if it was an accident, that's kind of a funny story, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's funny. And it would be news to me. And I don't know. I feel some type of way about a lot of things because I didn't know I had a damn Slammy until a few years ago.
Will you be disappointed if you found out that you weren't planned to win the titles?
I wouldn't be disappointed, but and I'm gonna tell you why. That would explain a whole lot.
It would bring some closure to these questions that you have.
It would explain why we lose the titles back a couple of days later, because we were never meant to have them that day in the first place.
Well, that would make sense. Well, you know what? I'm going to see if I can track down Pierre. I know I have his contact info, and I'm going to see maybe if he can elaborate on what he remembers from the spring of 1994 overseas.
Well, even I rarely talk to Mo about anything, but I'm gonna place a call into him because if anybody knows the truth, he know.
You're speaking with Mo again.
I'm gonna speak to him about this.
But you haven't talked to him otherwise.
I did speak to him. I spoke to him a couple of months ago.
Before or after he shot on David Reese?
No, this was after he shot on David Reese.
Oh, really? Did you put him in his place about shooting on David Reese?
I didn't have to. You know what? That's one thing that didn't have to do. I didn't have to put him in his place because Reese put everybody in his place that had the same conversation when it came to him, and now he's doing big things with AEW in that arena, which shut everybody up. Because they were saying the opposite. What is he doing? What he wasn't supposed to do. He wasn't obligated to do nothing. But now he's doing it in gigantic fashion. So that shut everybody up without me having to say anything.
Well, David Reese only knows how to do it big.
Yeah, he did it big and he did it right.
All right, well, Oscar, what's going on in Hotlanta this week? Last week we were talking about big breakfasts and all sorts of things down in the, is it the Peach State? Is that the nickname for it?
Yeah, Georgia.
The Peach State. Yeah.
Georgia's the Peach State.
Now, what's going on in the Peach State? Are you still trapped up in this apartment that you can't get out of? Or it's difficult for you to get out of, maybe is a better way to put it?
Yeah, it's difficult. I had some hope a couple of days ago that the neighbors on the first floor moved out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you wanted that spot.
Yeah, so I was like, maybe I can get that spot. So I called management, and management was like, well, no, because you're in a 1-bedroom, and that spot is $400 more.
Oh,
I was like, wow. And I was like, well, this is good cardio. Real good cardio. For $400 more, no, this is real good cardio. So
you need that.
That's not gonna happen.
You need that baby for another bedroom, I guess. I don't know.
Nah, if I got the baby will have to make it work. The baby was gonna have to learn to adjust.
Well, the good thing is the baby wouldn't know any better, so there wouldn't be anything for it to be upset about, right?
Nah, by the time she became a teenage girl, she walking around huffing and puffing. Then she gonna be like, "Well, I got to sleep in the living room." You know how these kids get an attitude.
Oh, believe me, I do.
Then you gotta then you gotta seriously think about making some adjustments.
Well, you know what? Maybe in the next lifetime you'll have another baby unexpectedly come into your world in your 50s.
Yeah, well, blessing in disguise, because you got to think about it. I'm 58. When the kid is 18, I'll be 76 years old.
You'll be closer to 80 than 70. Yeah,
I'll be close to the 80s. I can't fight with no kid, and I can't fight with no kid now.
Well, at least you're honest about it, I guess, right?
Hang on 1 second.
Sure.
You gotta cut 1 second.
All right. The man on a mission, Oscar, I don't know what he's up to over there. Maybe Mimi's making another breakfast for him. It's a great time to get in a cheap plug that the Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive Cyber Raffle is ongoing now through Sunday night, December the 19th. For the live Christmas special, John Cena Sr. will be drawing the winning raffle ticket for as little as $5. Win thousands of dollars worth of prizes as we continue to honor Paul Bearer's name and update Santa Claus's GPS to find every kid's house this holiday season. Oscar, are you back with us? No? Well, we'll continue with the cheap plugs as we try and continue to get Marty Jannetty back here at MWF Studios. Oh, you're back. All right.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
It's all right. I got a few cheap plugs in, so it was worth the time. So you have a chance to check out the first, since the beginning of WWE Network, the first non-NXT takeover event last night, labeled NXT War Games.
Okay. I'm glad you asked. I would be fair and say, okay, maybe I knew going in the Hunter situation, and I was even pissed off, or I was expecting a project that had no soul. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's how I felt going in, all right? But being fair. So I started watching it, right? And I couldn't get through it for a few reasons. Number one, that women's match was such garbage.
Oh,
that I couldn't even. It was like hurting my eyes.
It was about as bad as you'd see indie level.
Right. It was. I mean, there's no better way to put it. It was, and for a WWE product. That was just bad.
They should be embarrassed to have their label on that, whether it be NXT, WWE, whatever it might be.
Now, the men's tag team title match with Kirchner and then the other thing too, the reason why I flipped the channel. I ain't even gonna lie, I didn't even get through the whole thing. After the men's tag team match, I realized something.
What was that?
that I'm not invested in these people.
You don't really care.
I don't know their names. I don't know who they are. I'm like, okay, Mandy Rose. And the women's thing, that's the only name I knew. And in the men's tag team match, I realized I don't know these people. I know Johnny Gargano was coming later. Tommaso Ciampa was coming later. But I'm like, other than other than a few scattered talents here and there, I'm like, it is like an indie situation to me, because number one, not only do they perform like it, but with the exception of a few names that I just mentioned, that's what it all looked like to me. And last night, knowing that Triple H wasn't at the helm, it was even worse. It might as well be down the street at my local gym here in Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Wow. Well, I have to say it was a pretty lifeless show. I think they made a bad decision in opening up with the women's War Games match that had, like you said, no passion, no soul, little interest to it. I think I knew 3 out of the 8, so I did a little bit better than you, but still just a lot of people I had no interest in, that I didn't care about, that I didn't want to see. And the match, it was executed poorly. You know, WWE, they feel they have to be PC and, give the women the same opportunities as the men. But if it's going to suck, why put it out there if you know it's going to suck? Who is that benefiting? Not the fan. Are you there, Oscar? Did you find a baby, Oscar? Did Mimi make you another nice breakfast? Are you you're in a conference call with David Reese? I don't know where Oscar is, folks. I don't know how this man continuously vanishes, and Andoy has poor reception. Oscar, do I have to call you back, brother? All right, wrestling fans, right now we're going to take a brief timeout. I'm going to try and get the man on a mission back. Stand by. Wrestling fans, get ready for the 2021 Paul Bearer Holiday Headlock Cyber Toy Drive. If you couldn't be with the superstars at our 20th anniversary event, have no fear. We're putting together a winner-take-all mega jackpot for one lucky fan that we will be drawing live on our Christmas special Sunday night, December the 19th, with John Cena Sr. For as little as a $5 raffle ticket, win thousands of dollars worth of prizes in our annual efforts to update Santa Claus's GPS to find every kid's home this Christmas. For raffle tickets and complete information, head on over to BostonWrestling.com now. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night.
It hits different live with WWE Super Show. Don't miss an epic main event.
Drew McIntyre and Kofi Kingston, King Woods, The New Day, Roman Reigns, and the Usos in a 6-man tag team match.
Will the new arrivals on the Blue Brand disrupt the dominance of the Bloodline? It's WWE Super Show in Boston, Sunday, January 9th. Tickets and Superstar Experience packages on sale now.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
Support Wrestling Insider's in-studio shoot interviews on eBay with this brand new personally autographed WWE Royal Rumble 2021 11 by 14 poster signed by WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, his advocate Paul Heyman, and Kevin Owens. Reigns and Owens battled for the Universal title in a last standing match January 31st in the Thunderdome in Tampa. This limited edition collector's poster is number 31 of only 50 produced. Comes with WWE authentication hologram on the poster itself. Also comes with an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas and a bonus autographed 8x10 photo. Get this rare, awesome collectible for your man cave and help keep wrestling legends working now. All right, wrestling fans, welcome back. We think we cleared up that static or whatever it may have been on Oscar's line so we can communicate clearly about how much we were disgusted by what happened last night. But again, to be fair, I think it's time. You know what? There are people out there that enjoy women's wrestling a great deal. WWE needs to step up to the plate and be the forerunner, to be the first of the major companies to say, you know what, here is your all-women's wrestling show. And for all the old-time fans, younger fans that have been turned off by garbage, fake-looking women's wrestling, give them men's wrestling shows again and see if that helps bring the audience back, because it's about the only thing they haven't tried to try and recoup the millions and millions and millions of fans that have vanished into thin air over the past several decades. What do you think of that?
Well, they're off to a bad start when it comes down to... They're off to a bad start when it comes down to... I mean, we want to recoup fans. I mean, whatever it is they're trying to do is not the way to do it. I mean, let me put it to you like this. SmackDown is the leader on television right now. SmackDown is the leader of their product.
Right. Well, they are on a network television instead of cable. Right.
If you have Raw, I'm one of the people that, you got to say a prayer for Raw before I come on every night, hoping that it's going to be better.
Needs a lot of prayers if that's the case.
Yeah, it take a lot. If Raw is as bad as it is, then can you be surprised that NXT was what it was last night? And my prediction is this. If they cannot, Triple H being gone, that's a real blow to the product. I mean, in my opinion, what I'm trying to get at, in my opinion is Triple H leaving, y'all might as well have signed the death warrant.
Well,
because
I'm sorry.
I do not believe, especially with him not being there, I don't think the program could last.
Why is that?
There's too much money at stake. There's too much money going down the drain. You're going to have to put some more money into making Raw what it used to be. You're going to have to sustain SmackDown at the level that it's at and then beyond. So in order to do that, there has got to be a sacrificial cow somewhere along the line to put those dollars and invest in what you have been running with for years and years and years. It's about money.
I don't know if I agree with that. Raw and SmackDown are making more money just in the United States alone than they've ever made ever. So they have more money to spend than ever before. It's just the problem is, one of the issues is the lack of variety. It's the same people in the same matches week after week after week after week because they keep releasing so many talents. And I think that's led to a lot of boredom. I don't think the fans want to see the same matches every week. If you were an NFL football fan, would you want to see the same games week after week after week after week?
One of the things that's going to have to happen, especially on the Raw front, is you're going to have to walk into a boardroom, pink slip every writer that's writing except for whoever is an executive in the company that's been there. But all the writers got to go and then you're gonna have to bring in a writing team, and you're gonna have to pay them way, 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 way more than what you paying these writers now that you letting go in order to turn Raw around.
I just think you need a solid wrestling presentation with solid wrestling angles, with championships that mean things, with wins and losses that mean things, and grudges and vendettas that fans want to see a payoff to. It's not rocket science. This formula for professional wrestling worked for the better part of 100 years. WWE wanted to reinvent the wheel with sports entertainment, and frankly, it sucks. More people don't like it than do. So you know what? If you want to have maybe one of your three main shows that you're making money off of between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT be a sports entertainment show, go for it. But that doesn't mean the other two shows should have to suck too. It's time to get back to having some wrestling. I'll ask your opinion. I'm going to be very I'm going to be very frank and blunt, Oscar. Do you think if WWE chose to eliminate the women from these weekly shows with their lousy, fake-looking wrestling, their lousy, fake-looking moves, the repetitive matches over and over again, and they gave the women their own show to do their own thing on, and it was just strictly going back to a men's wrestling show, do you think it would bring back any of the fans that have vanished?
You said give the women their own show?
Yes.
Yo, man. I just told you get rid of NXT, and you talking about giving the women their own show. Well, number one, nah. No, that. Okay, we have been. I don't want to laugh because you make me laugh. We have been crying and moaning and begging and pleading and taking up a petition for John Cena Sr. not to make that mistake, not to do that. Now, you talking about the WWE giving the women, they can't get their own show. They suck on these shows. But you can't get rid of them. I'll tell you why you can't get rid of them.
Okay.
You can't get rid of them because we live in an age where every move you make is going to be construed as misogyny, is going to be construed as prejudice, and it's going to be construed as politically incorrect. And that's why you can't do it. So they have to have some kind of presence no matter how bad they are.
You answered the question that you brought up a minute and a half ago with me. I would love to see them all go. In as far as my enjoyment of pro wrestling goes, I don't want to see women's wrestling, but I understand that you can't get rid of it completely at this point. So what do? Do you continue to ruin Raw? Do you continue to ruin SmackDown? Do you continue to ruin NXT? Or do you come up with a platform where these women have their own show and the fans that want to see it, knock yourself out and enjoy it? If you don't want to see it, it's not going to take away from your enjoyment of Raw. It's not going to take away from your enjoyment of SmackDown. And it's not going to take away from your enjoyment of NXT.
Again, we talking about it from a financial perspective. Okay, if they suck on Raw, SmackDown, or wherever the hell else they are, who in their right mind is going to put that kind of money into putting them gals on TV by themselves?
Make it a WWE Network show.
If they can't hang with it costs money to do that. That's because it's on their network. That ain't free.
If you tape it the same night as one of the other TV shows, wouldn't be a giant cost. If they taped it before or after Raw or before or after SmackDown, it wouldn't be a huge cost.
All right.
I'm not saying I'd watch it if they ever did it. I'm just saying, like you said, number one, they're stuck with them. They can't get rid of them. Number two, it's making every other show suck. So what is the solution?
I'm going to tell you the solution.
Let's hear this. I want to hear, baby.
The solution is the same solution I gave you in the pre-show conversation we was talking about. The answer is no.
So you're saying WWE should just get rid of all of them?
Nah, no. They're gonna keep things statuesque, whether we like it or not. Everything's gonna stay the same.
So
nothing's gonna change. Not nowhere. Not no time in the near future.
So in your opinion, the solution to this glaring problem is that WWE should just keep doing everything the way they're doing it now and continue to see the numbers go down?
I wouldn't, but at this particular point in time, they're gonna have to try to fine tune whatever it is that's going on as it is. To start making eliminations and major changes like that, you ain't gonna see it in your lifetime.
Well, as a stockholder in WWE, I would like to see something done because I'm very disappointed on what they're doing with my money.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to get together with a whole bunch of other you stockholders, and y'all gonna have to march in the building like the Capitol and sit down and have a conversation. Anything short of that, it ain't gonna happen.
It's just disappointing because I'll tell you this. You know what? I respect these women. I know they're going out there and they're giving it the best that they have to give. It's just not something I enjoy. You know, it would be like me. I'm trying to think of, I was having a conversation with someone about movies the other day, and I generally can sit through just about any movie at the movie theater, but if I sit down and watch a movie about, sometimes they throw out these artsy movies where they're these old, British accents from the 1700s, and that's something that you're going to lose me really, 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 really quick. Now, these might be some fine actors and actresses portraying these roles, but it's just not for me. And the same can be said about women's professional wrestling. I can't stand it. If they could pick a group of maybe 6 to 8 of them that are really good and get rid of the rest, I could go with that. But they're not going to do that.
There you go. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Instead of trying to ingratiate the show and keep it level with the women and all of the kind of stuff like that, no matter how bad or how garbage it is, that's right. Take 6 or 8 of them that's going to put on a real good show, a real good match on SmackDown and Raw, and that's how you even that out. Now, if you want to be constructive as a stockholder and pitch something, that's the email you send.
All right. You know what we were talking about? I don't know if you had a chance to watch our NXT War Games watch-along last night, but it was 4-on-4. If they decided to go the 5-on-5 route, you know who was suggested that could have been one of the participants in the War Game match?
Who's that?
Piggott. Could you have seen Piggott go into war?
No. Let me tell you what you're doing real fast. Let me try to help you. She done already banned you from successfully. I might add. She banned you from the building for Thanksgiving. Now you're working on not getting the building for Easter.
Well, it's nothing I can talk about on the air, but I received some very interesting news about that on April 16th, which I felt to be positive. But again, I do not want to talk about that on the air. What's that?
No. You can just tell her you can go now.
It's not something we can talk about on the air. There's a gag order in place.
All right, well, let me get.
But I want to see Piggott in War Games.
2 weeks ago,
yeah,
right? I thought. Now this is what I thought. I thought the ban was just. I thought the ban was just put in place for this past event we had. Your ban has extended until April 2.
I don't know. Piggott has been under investigation by the Human Resources Department at City Hall for harassment. So it's just maybe Piggott and I need to go at it in like Hell in a Cell or something like that. Winner takes the Hall in a Cell.
No, Piggott, why? So Piggott can kick your ass?
I think Piggott probably could.
You ain't going to the ring with nobody. Every orifice in your body is to protect you in exponential pain. You move around like you 90 years old, but you're going to take Piggott.
Piggott would probably kick the shit out of me.
You can't even beat Piggott with your damn cane.
Well, I would never want to hit a woman, but you know what? I don't consider Piggott to be human, so maybe I could get away with it.
Oh, God. See, you got to stop because it was painful. Painful to watch that show go on without you in the building. They had to get you on the phone for this and get you on the phone for that, and try to communicate with you. And when they couldn't get you on the phone, they had to run around the corner to get instructions. It was a mess.
Well,
so you need to shut your ass up so you could be on site in April and run the show the way it needed to be ran.
Did you notice Piggott being a little flirty with Marty?
I didn't. You know what? Let me tell you something. You know how they say a 6 feet distance?
Yeah.
I stayed 100 feet from Piggott the whole thing.
You didn't want anything to do with it.
I didn't want nothing to do with Piggott. I was nowhere near Piggott. I couldn't describe Piggott in a lineup because I was never close enough to Piggott to see her real Piggott features.
Well, if you ever watched the Facts of Life with Charlotte Ray as Mrs. Garrett, that would be Piggott.
And then, I I said, go walk up to her and be like, hey, where's Dan?
You know what? That would have been a good one. But, maybe if you were a single man, not with Mimi, maybe you would have had thoughts about Piggott.
The hell?
I don't know.
You crazy as hell.
Well, I know. But you know what?
Yeah, but you know what? If it was back in 94, I could have got your ass back in the building.
Oh, I thought you were going to say if it was 94, you would have thrown it in Piggott.
Yeah, no, if it was 94, I would have took one for the team. By the time I got done with Piggott, your ass would have been in the car on your way to the venue because I'd have straightened everything out.
I think Marty was willing to. I don't know. But, it just shows that you are a true friend that you'd even put that on the table.
Yeah.
And it is the holiday season, after all, which is why we maybe in a little more joyful of moods. But, all seriousness aside, I wish you had a chance to see that main event. I thought it was excellent. I wish you had a chance to see Carmelo Hayes, who was part of the Uprising faction, as Christian Casanova at our final event, as you probably remember, before the coronavirus took shape. He didn't look like $1 million. He looked like $1,000,001. The one piece of advice I always gave him to try and get just a little thicker, he's finally a little thicker. And now he looks like a guy that maybe other than benefiting from 3 or 4 inches in height, you know what I mean? He looks like what a WWE superstar should look like. And I think that's great. I had one of those proud moments.
I'll tell you this. I watched the matches during the charity portion of the day, and everybody looked way better than most people did on NXT last night.
Wow.
So I was real proud of them. By the time the main event, by the time night fell, I was wiped out. I had been there all day. And,
you were a little tired.
Yeah, I'm not 1,000% health wise. So yeah, I had to get some rest.
Maybe you should have rested in the corner office.
But the charity portion of everything was right on point. I loved it.
Well, as vice president, I respect your opinion. Someday I look forward to actually getting to see the show. That's a different story for a different time. But what was I going to ask you now? I lost my train of thought. Oh, well, you know what I thought was funny about that main event? You had Tommaso Ciampa on the NXT Team Black and Gold. You had Carmelo Hayes on NXT 2.0. And both were former members of the Uprising faction here in Boston Wrestling. So you never know what to expect in our crazy genre. They both represented the same faction with great pride and great success. And on the main event of NXT War Games, they were on opposing teams.
No, I think, I find it fantastic that people come from our little promotion there in the Boston area and they get the training they need, the experience they need, the ring psychology they need, the time to develop a character, which is most important. And then go on to do big things. I mean, what we should have.
What's that?
We should have a tough enough competition.
A tough enough competition. You want to recruit people off of the streets.
Yeah, we get together this summer, and we have a huge event, And we have like a we have a 2-day tough enough competition to get people, because we got the credentials in order to get people off the street, and maybe we'll find some untapped talent that haven't even been through the ranks of anywhere where we normally glean our superstars from. But have a tough enough competition and give 2 contracts out.
That's why you're the vice president. You come up with these ideas. Maybe David Reese could be like the big John Gaborik of the Boston Wrestling Tough Enough.
I'm going to run it by him, but I'm running it by you to see, could we logistically do something like that?
Oh, sure. I think it would be interesting.
All right, we're gonna talk more about it, and we're gonna actually put something like that together for you.
We'd have to come up with a unique name, though. I don't know. I think Vince would be happy if we called it Tough Enough.
Yeah, no, we don't. It don't have to be Tough Enough, but we're gonna give it a name to give it the idea that people know exactly what it is.
Well, as usual, you're not only a man on a mission, you're a man of ideas. As we're wrapping up the show tonight, I did want to get on a more serious note, as much as I was gleaming about the main event last night at War Games. Did you hear the latest about old Jeff Hardy?
No, what happened?
Go home.
What?
Go home. I don't know what happened. No, he didn't get fired, but I guess he had a rough night at the office, so to speak. He started to wander around the crowd at the house show in Corpus Christi, Texas, and they said, go home. So hopefully his former problems aren't popping up again.
He got sent home from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Yeah, I guess he was a mess in the match. I think it was a 6-man tag that they had. And you know what? It might have been Saturday night in Edinburgh, and I think Rey Mysterio might have replaced him last night in the main event. I could stand corrected on that. I didn't get the full scoop yet because I was waiting to talk to people that were actually on the show. But yeah, so I don't know if he was drunk. I don't know who knows what it might have been, but I don't know what would have led him to start wandering around the crowd aimlessly in the middle of the match. I'm sure there must be cell phone footage of it out there on social media right about now.
Yeah, something like that. That got Alicia Fox banished in perpetuity. So yeah, I'm because Jeff Hardy is such a raw talent.
Yeah,
it would be a waste to lose him like that.
Yeah, you know, and certainly a guy that's not getting any younger. He makes big money.
Right.
Just a shame. How many chances do you give someone to keep making the same mistake over and over again?
As long as he stay viable and talented.
As long as he's making the money, yeah.
And like, yeah, that was gonna be my last. That was gonna be my next set of words. You took the words right out of my mouth. As long as they can make money off of them, you can make as many mistakes as you want. But if they find that there's somebody who's young, hot, and talented that could basically replace you, then they're not going to keep on with you with the liability of being embarrassed.
Well, I don't know how many DUIs one needs to get before the embarrassment factor kicks in, but yeah, it's a shame. He's a good human being. He's helped with some of our charitable endeavors in the past.
I'm going to tell you about the DUIs.
All right, let's hear it,
I'm going to tell you why that's really a non-factor. The DUIs are only remembered for the news cycle that is mentioned in.
You don't think anyone cares about his drunk driving? No.
It cares. Like, okay, a news story today, learn something, people. A news story today only lasts about 48 hours.
Yeah, it's like Bob Dole. People aren't going to be talking about him in a day or two.
Unless it's 9/11 worthy or it's just a major story. Like, I'll give you a good example of like what's going on now. And we giving y'all a preview of what our new show is going to be about. This is a preview, so listen up.
Let's hear it, baby.
That 15-year-old kid that shot and killed them 3 students
Yeah.
and wounded them other 7 students. And then, too, the twist of the story is their parents helped facilitate the child having a gun, so they face it as bigger charges as the kid that actually did the shooting. All right, you follow me.
I'm following.
The point of the story is 2 weeks from now, until the trial come up, we ain't even gonna be thinking about it no more. As long as the news keep it in the news, it's gonna be news. So Jimmy or Jay Uso, whichever one gets the DUI.
Both of them.
We don't even think about it no more.
Yeah.
We look at Jimmy and Jay Uso and we cheer them on, and DUI is the last thing that come out in somebody's mouth when they see him on TV, or the crowd don't mention it when they yelling. They yelling at him like they ain't never did nothing wrong.
Well, it was funny, now that you mention that, I can't think of the guy's name now, and I do have a movie aficionado in the room. The guy he was a villain in Howard the Duck, Jeffrey Jones. I learned last night that he was involved in some kind of an underage sex thing years ago, and I had never known that before. And he still gets gigs occasionally now. I don't know if he does, acclaimed conventions like Chiller Theater, but he was involved in some, taking pictures of underage boys and things like that. And it's almost like what you're saying. I guess to some people, the guy's still out doing interviews about acting, and I was blown away. I had no idea he was, not that I really have followed his career that in depth, but I was surprised to know that he was involved in something so serious. And in a lot of ways, people don't care. Who's next? Spacey?
Right.
Is Kevin Spacey going to come back?
And usually, when you are involved, and this is the way it's been since the beginning of time, usually when you are involved in a sex scandal, especially when it involves underage or tender-age children, even if you found innocent, it ruins your career.
Yeah.
That's the way it used to be. But now, because the news is so rapid paced, there's so much of it. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'll take it even further.
Yeah.
When we lick the coronavirus, the only way we're gonna be talking about it is when we crack open the history books in classrooms 30 years from now.
You don't even think people will remember coronavirus?
We barely remember AIDS. AIDS had everybody paranoid. Everybody stopped fucking.
No one wanted
AIDS
sex
came
anymore,
out.
yeah.
Nobody
when AIDS
wanted
came
sex.
out, the only
But
one that seemed to
now-
have the Magic Johnson was Magic Johnson.
And he had it, and he 40 years ago.
He's in better shape than us.
He's in better shape than we are. We don't talk about it no more.
Well, I think he had a little magic. I don't know. But what about Bob Dole? How long do you think he's going to stay in the news for? Were you a big fan of Bobby Dole?
I wasn't a big fan of Bob Dole.
No.
And I knew when Bob Dole ran against Clinton, he didn't have a chance.
Yeah. Did you ever have any impure thoughts about Elizabeth Dole?
You know what? I don't even remember what she looked like.
You want to know something interesting? She was actually a, what's the terminology I'm trying to think of? A student teacher right here in Melrose back in the 60s, I think.
Oh, was she really?
Yeah, yeah.
Were you in a class of Elizabeth
Believe it
Dole?
or not, no, I wasn't in the class with Elizabeth Dole as a student teacher, but I always found that to be interesting. I think that I first heard that when he ran for president against Clinton. But so Elizabeth had a little history here. You know, we reach out to the Doles, you know.
All right, so this is what we do. This is a good segue.
Do you have a rap for Bob Dole?
No. Tell the fans about what our new show is going to be and what it's going to entail.
Well, we're trying to do like a drive time talk show where we'll review the previous night's Monday Night Raw instead of later in the night when folks are headed home from work to give them something fresh and original to listen to. I'm interested to see what the response will be to that, Oscar.
Oh, all right.
You're really going to have to crack open the notebook, though, and take some serious notes about the previous night's program.
That I can do. We're
All
going
right.
to talk about Raw, because the way I got the information, I thought we was actually going to talk about tonight's news. I was like, I really could get into that, but all right.
So we'll keep things status quo with Monday Night Mission every Monday night after Raw, and then we'll look to add a Raw review on Tuesday and see if you guys have fun with it, if you like it, if it's worth us putting our time and energy into. I know David Reese is a man that likes it raw, but that's a different story for different times. So a lot of great things happening as we wind down 2021, Oscar.
Yep. I mean, we are really just setting 2022 up to be our year, to do big things. Like we said, we're going to look into having this rough enough.
Rough enough. There you go.
We get to having this rough enough competition in the summer 2022, April, the Back to the 80s show, where I can't wait to discuss how we're going to pull that off, because,
well,
yeah.
In 2021, we wanted to do anything. And now in 2022, we want to do big things. So there you go.
I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to put you on the spot.
All right, let's hear it.
Now.
Put it right on the spot, brother.
We just have to edit it out. It don't matter.
All right.
Okay, all the problems that we had getting the 80s cats together, what the hell make you think we ain't going to have the same problems in April? The reason why, I'll stop. Well, I'm going to tell you what the problem. The reason why is because these cats are old, dead, dying, sickly, or just not interested in traveling because they got more aches and pains than me and you. So what make you think all that's going to go away to have a successful roster of people to pull this 80s show off?
The gift of time. The problem was we simply ran out of time once we had some of the people that ran into issues for November the 13th. So that, to me, is, on a scale of 1 to 10, might be an issue I'd rank maybe a 2 or a 3. So that to me, that's I wouldn't call it a non-factor, but definitely not a big one at all.
All right.
So are your concerns alleviated now?
Nah, because I'm one of them people.
All right. Well, that's what makes you Oscar, I guess.
Yeah, I don't trust none of them cats.
All right. Well, unfortunately, neither do I, but that's a different story for a different time. As we begin to wrap up the show, anything we forgot about, anything of any interest, Oscar? Have you started your Christmas shopping yet for Mimi?
I have not started my Christmas shopping because in the first time in a long time, I have started running out of damn money. So I got to make some moves to make Christmas a joyous occasion.
Well, it's a good thing you don't have that baby you were talking about.
Well, I mean, I'll provide for the baby. That ain't that ain't no problem.
You didn't want to be like the Jackal, giving it the Jody Heedle treatment.
I was swinging on high for quite a while, and now all of a sudden I'm back to reality.
Well, you could have taken Tom Selleck's spot in 3 Men and a Baby if that was the case.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, at least you could have taught it to rap, but anyway. Now the only thing you got to worry about is wrapping presents, right?
Wrapping presents.
Do you have a gift in mind for Mimi?
Yeah, I can tell you now. No, it's not so much as Christmas, but her birthday is 2 weeks after that.
Yeah. So you're gonna try and sleaze your way into getting her birthday and her Christmas with one gift. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
One big gift.
I'm gonna do something for both, but what I've done is I've already successfully gotten plane tickets to bring most of her friends in from Indiana to celebrate her birthday.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm going to get a big Airbnb house and put everybody up, and then we're going to have some activities and, a big dinner on her birthday. It's going to be a 2-day thing, but I've already secured plane tickets, so I don't got to worry about that. So,
you're kind of trapped on the 3rd floor of this new apartment. Are you going to be able to get out and get to the Airbnb?
Yeah.
It's just going to take you a little time, I guess.
Let me tell you something. I won a Golden Corral so bad a couple of days. I wasn't trapped then. I took my fat ass down.
You wanted the
stairs.
Golden Corral so bad you got out of the apartment.
I took my fat ass down them stairs and went down the Golden Corral.
You love a little gold. Well, maybe more than a little Golden Corral. You like a lot of Golden Corral. What did you have there?
Corral.
What did you have at the Golden Corral?
See, I had the meatloaf and I had that, and I always have the fried chicken.
Yeah,
that's my favorite. And they make. Let me tell you what's the best part. I've always loved a good fish sandwich, and you know, McDonald's I enjoy theirs. Burger King, yeah, they are right.
Golden Corral has fish sandwiches?
Nah, they don't. You gotta improvise. You gotta take these airy, soft biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta take the fried fish, and then you gotta make a sandwich like that.
You made your own.
Those are the best fish sandwiches I eat, bro.
You like the airy, soft biscuits at Golden Corral.
The airy, soft biscuits and a piece of fish in between with that tartar sauce they got. And yeah, man, that's... Ooh,
how many did you have, out of curiosity?
I have about 2 or 3 of them.
2 or 3 of them. All right, well, that's not too bad. Not too. I would have liked to have seen you and the Jackal in a competition at Golden Corral.
You put that along with, and I'm a really sound like a greedy fat man when I say this, you put that along with getting a salad, maybe some fries, and then some steak and ham, then yeah, 3 is plenty.
You had a salad with all these fish sandwiches.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, at least you had, a little bit of everything from every food group, I guess. But
yeah, just about.
Well, all right, Oscar, it has been a pleasure yet again as we wind down Monday nights. I'm sure this show is, at the very least, as equally insightful as WWE Monday Night Raw from Memphis, Tennessee. For my partner in crime each and every Monday, the guiding light to the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship in 1994, Oscar himself. I'm Dan Marati. We'll see you next Monday night at 11 after Raw. Until then, you and yours, be well, be healthy. Merry Christmas from Boston and Atlanta. Thank you for joining us. Please give the video a big thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel to enjoy more great content. Don't forget, you can help keep wrestling legends working. Check out our eBay store and join the Boston Wrestling family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling so we can produce more in-depth shoot interviews.